Technology and cloud services, also known as someone else's computer, right? It's going to live someplace. You put that out there, your data, you can get it back, but someone will pretty much always have a copy of it, I feel like. But it's multiplied the options that are available to data center users. You can make cloud services a contingent of business continuity and disaster recovery. If you wanted it to be and there was one located in the right area that latency wasn't a problem, you could go active with it and put half of your environment in something like that. One thing about that is it gives you a place to go for accountability. And you can set up your own SLAs and standards with them, and those will have their own associated costs. And you can really get to some pretty good places just combining technologies like that. Your degrees of availability can have cost implications. Putting in only the UPS modules you need day one, but putting in all of the infrastructure needed to slowly add those as you grow is a good value engineering item. If you're going to have ultimately a UPS system that is 2 systems that are 4 1 meg modules each, you really don't need all that day one. You'll probably only need 1 module on each system and then 1 for redundancy day one, and then depending on how fast people can physically populate a floor, that might get you through the first year. So now you have gotten your overall cost of building the data center way down, kept your ability to go to the larger system, and the pre-work allows you to safely do that. And if you've got enough systems in there pre-done, you can safely commission it without impact. There's cost implications with that. Availability considerations are going to drive your design. And the primary objective is to get the best solution inside the budget that your company, that your business can really afford. Return on investment is categorized as costs incurred to any resource that you can provide in-house cheaper. Anybody have their own structured cabling people? Okay, some of us have your own electricians, own HVAC contractors, in-house HVAC people rather. Anything that you're currently paying for outsourced that you can bring in, which includes facility lease costs. It costs something to have that building. And you could be depreciating the cost of a facility against your taxes. Your chief financial officer is really, really invaluable when it comes to figuring out your total cost of ownership and your ROI. But fiber communications costs, utility rates. Some utilities are a little less eager to negotiate than others, but if you're going to bring jobs into an area and you're going to put in a building that maybe have 6 megawatts of electrical load, generally they'd kind of like to have you put that on their system because they'd like that billing coming into their system instead of someone else's. Cogeneration and utility load management or curtailment agreements allow you to take on load in the hot summer months when the demand is high, and you avoid the infrastructure costs associated with building additional substations in the area where your building is located. Keeps costs down for you, keeps costs down for people in the community. So now you have a good corporate neighbor thing going on that a lot of people might want to know about, especially in a retail industry or a very heavily customer involved industry like banking or even healthcare, where you want to be able to say, this is what we're giving back to the community. We're trying to be a benefit to you and your family and help us all live a better life for a little less money. Sales tax and incentive programs that allow you to get money back from the state post-construction are a thing that should be considered when you're building a data center, because you can take a couple of $1 million off the cost of that facility really quick if you can negotiate a good rebate. Avoidance of travel expenses. There's lots of areas that you can get some savings out of.